Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to another Grock update. Today is Sunday night. It is 10:40 p.m. on the West Coast. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, so please do not make investments based on what I say in these videos. Please click the like button, comment down below how you're feeling about Grock, and hit subscribe if you want to follow along in this wonderful journey. All right, so Grock is trading at 0.005157 USD per Grock token. That's a market cap of roughly $32 million at a holder count of 16,640. All right, so this is the 4-hour chart. Each candle represents 4 hours of price action. You're looking at a Wyckoff accumulation pattern, so preliminary support at 0.009, retracement to the upside, then selling climax all the way down to 0.006. Then you have a automatic rally up to 0.009, secondary test at 0.006, ping-ponging around this support and resistance, and then currently it's playing out the spring. And the spring is comprised of another Wyckoff accumulation pattern. All right, so it's pretty insane what's going on. It found support at 0.005, and I want to make note of this. Prices like to magnetize towards whole numbers or round numbers. So instead of the price going to like 0.004854, it finds support at half of a cent or 1 penny or 2 pennies or 3 pennies. It's just like traders are psychological and they like seeing numbers that are easy on the eyes. That's how I think about it. So this happens all the time with stocks and in crypto too. Not so much with like low cap shit coins or anything like that. But Grock is like pretty hefty at nearly $33 million market cap coin. So all that means is that price magnetizes towards numbers that are easy on the eyes. So whole numbers as opposed to like all these decimal places with like random numbers basically. Hopefully that made sense. You have the rounding bottom right here that is the spring. All right, so it's a rounding bottom. It's also a Wyckoff accumulation pattern on the micro that is just a microcosm of the greater pattern since December 10th. All right, right now you can see that price is in a rising wedge after a fall right here. A rising wedge is bearish. It's a continuation pattern to the downside. All right, so you have a downtrend, then you have a rising wedge, and then it continues downward. So that's what's going on right here. So I would expect price to continue down, probably do a double bottom around 0.005, maybe slightly below that. But I'm going to tell you why I'm skeptical of it continuing down and not just going straight up. So Bitcoin just made a move. We're going to pull up Bitcoin's chart right now. All right, so this is the chart for Bitcoin. This is the past 24 hours of price action. So I want to point out this move up. It went from about 43,600 to 44,000. Now that's that round number I was talking about, 44,000, easy on the eyes. Now that's a decent push up in just a short amount of time. And I bring this up because Grock has been tracking in parallel with Bitcoin for, I don't know, I'd say like the last day or so. It doesn't always track parallel, like by any means, but it has been recently. And I think it's the anticipation of the approval of the Bitcoin ETF. So I'm going to talk about that for maybe a few minutes. I don't know. But when I used to trade options, that's where my experience comes from. I'm new to crypto. I started in like October, like actually buying crypto as opposed to like just trading on leverage. So this is like when Jerome Powell would speak at the FOMC meetings, and every couple of months he'd come on, talk about the economic outlook, talk about the interest rates, if they're going to be rising, how many basis points, 25, 50, 75, and there'd be expectations, right? Like, so the general consensus would be like, oh, he's going to raise it 75 basis points. And if you raised it lower, it'd move price action differently. But in any case, it was super volatile during those times. And so most professional traders would just sit cash. They'd sit on the sidelines because like if you have a 5% swing in the underlying and you're holding a weekly expiration option, that means that it expires Friday. So you need price to move by Friday. or else you can lose the entire value of the contract. A 5% move on the underlying could like wipe out your entire contract's worth, or it could be like a 3x, 4x, 5x gain on that contract, you know? So a lot of people would just sit cash because it was so volatile. The comparison with the crypto world and this decision coming up is that I think there's the similarity is a lot of people are talking about it. There's certain expectations. There's a decision that I think most of the people in crypto want it to go. Obviously, they want it to get approved. The difference is that I know people are going to be bullish on crypto whether or not this one, by the way, it's just one. There's like over 10 of them. This one Bitcoin ETF spot gets approved or denied. So like the JPAL meetings on FOMC with the economic outlook, when it was negative, if it was like way worse than expected, you might see SPY go down for the next like 2 weeks. You know, it had like a big impact. But with this, it's like, okay, so we didn't get one, or maybe they rescheduled it. But as a whole, the US dollar is failing. It's becoming more worthless day by day. Like more people are adopting Bitcoin as their central currency, you know, not even like reserve currency. Like people are starting to lose trust in the US dollar as a whole. And they should, because it's disintegrating before our eyes. It's not backed by anything. This is a little tangent, but it's funny when people say like crypto's a scam and crypto's not backed by anything. Neither is the US dollar. So yeah, the argument is futile. But in any case, the deadline for this first Bitcoin ETF is Wednesday. I think it's going to be approved. And I think you're going to see crypto as a whole rise. I think the days leading up to it, so from now until Wednesday, I think a lot of people are going to just be sitting on their hands. But like if that thing gets approved, I think you're going to see like a couple of moonshots across the board. And even if it doesn't, you might see a dip across the board, but it's like, no, man, you can't stop this locomotive. So I'll see you for the next update. Peace.